A recent study indicated that satisfaction with the service provided by the NHS had hit an all-time low, with just 29% of people surveyed saying they were happy with where the institution is at. I visited Westbury this week and spoke with Susan, who I asked to evaluate the situation and make suggestions as to how the NHS could regain the public's trust.
Well, because of all the controversy that's going on at the moment, and since the pandemic, things have gone downhill very much, and waiting lists are so long, and it's a question, I think, of staffing, because since Brexit they haven't got so many staff as they used to have. Some have gone back abroad, and staffing is the main issue, and until they get more staff and better organised, I think they pay the chief executives far too much, whereas the nurses are the ones who are doing a lot of footwork, mental work, practical work, and they deserve their rises. Yeah, the government need to be more in tune with what the public think, not just what they think.
Yes, so it's sort of this idea of, you mentioned the waiting lists early on. Do you think the staffing, do you think all issues ultimately lead back to this staffing issue?
Well, look at the junior doctors, they're going on strike. They start off about £11.95 an hour, junior doctors, when they're qualified, and it goes up to 13, and then I think it goes up to about 19. There's a lot of pressure put on the junior doctors, and if they want to keep them, they're going to have to raise their, all right, when they've been in service for several years, then they are earning very good money. But yeah, staffing is a real issue, and what they're paid for the ones who are doing the work on the ground floor.
Mm-hmm. What do you think more generally then, because a lot of institutions, not just the NHS, have had this sort of decrease in satisfaction levels and decrease in trust. How do you think these different institutions, these different public bodies could maybe try to rebuild that trust with people?
Yeah, to build trust, well, that takes time. It won't happen overnight, and the government keep coming out with these figures of how much billions they put in and how much millions or billions they have put in, but it's not actually solving the problem. If they can't get the staff to train, they can't get the numbers, and that's where they want to start looking to get that right first. Why are they short of staff? It's like a nationwide thing. Since the pandemic, people have revalued their lives, and do I really want this? You know, the last budget did something for the doctors because of the pension situation, but that's only tinkering at the edges, really. It's not solving the whole problem.
And so with these other public bodies then, do you think it's a similar situation of it's just going to take time, and ultimately how are you supposing that, for example, I think there's been quite a bit of controversy with, for example, the police as well, these other different institutions. How do you think we rebuild trust in all of them?
Well, I haven't got the expertise to really answer that question. I haven't. But if people are not getting the service that they expect, and when you get to my age and you've paid into the system all your life, you've worked all your life right up to retirement, and you find a waiting list, you know, 12 months, 18 months, operation cancelled, etc., etc., you lose trust. You lose faith in the system, and there again, it all boils down to staff. If you've got the staff and you get the operations done and you get a turnaround, then that's it. But the government are just tinkering at the edges, really. That's what I think.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time, Susan.
Okay.